Hi everyone. So this is my June wrap-up blog and update. Um, so yeah, and I'm going to do the best I can with this. I'm in my living room and my cats are kind of knocking over the tripod. This is take 3. So yeah. But yeah, hopefully I'll get through this without anything. Again, I don't edit my videos, maybe someday. So I hope this finds you all well. And thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. And for listening to my rambles and just all about Tanya and my space, my witchcraft, and my life and my updates. So with that being said, the month of June has been a insanely busy month, full of constant changes, learning, growth, shedding of the past, embracing new things. If any of you have watched any of my videos over the past several months, I was unemployed. I left a job last October of 2023 that I was with long time, much longer than I probably should have stayed with. There was many benefits to it, don't get me wrong, and there was good money, there was good benefits. I had a lot of good relationships with my coworkers. I've learned a lot, and I've developed a lot throughout my life with that. It's just, it was high stress, detrimental to me, and I should have let it go before that, but I'm the type of person that stays in a situation sometimes much longer, hoping it will get better or doing what I can to do my part. However, yeah. You'll probably hear some language in this video too. It fucked me up. I let it fuck me up. But yeah, just stressful and damaging. And when you're in those situations, it's so hard to get through that and take that leap of faith like it shows in the Fool card. But once you do, even though despite all the struggles and challenges and such as I had, and if you again follow me previous videos, finding a new job was the least to say challenging, enlightening, difficult, highly emotional, charged. I've learned so much new things about the world, the job world, and of course myself. And yeah, but you know what? I learned, I've healing, I've embraced it, and I did the best I can, and here I am. And I've had a job. I started June 3rd. And it's a similar job for that I had previously, meaning, let's say it is in customer service on the phones, similar job type of thing, but for a much more smaller company that is much more customer focused already from what I've already experienced and discerned and assimilated and developing relationships already. Much more healthier, much more customer focused, much more aligned with what I was looking for. I told myself along the way, if I had to go back into a call center environment, that I would want to do something that was much more healthy, much more less demanding, stress-free, and such. Because not only does it affect the daily, day-to-life experience and those and around me, my interpersonal relationships, my home life, my environment, and such, being in such a bad environment that wasn't right for me for so long, coming to this new environment was great because it not only did it benefit my daily life, my relationships, but also my perspective, and already that I am looking forward to. There's going to be, obviously, I've already found some things that are underlying in this, but what job doesn't have that? I am happy to have a job because I've already have a greater perspective and feeling onto this in a month in. And they've been fairly accommodating too, so yeah. So it's been great finding a new job. And it's also helped me to, it's already been helping me to let go of some of the past and stuff. I realize I probably have some type of form of PTSD from the other job and the stress and how much it made me a robot and how much it's clouded my vision. And also, throughout all of that, how much it took away my power. And my personal power as a woman, a person, but also my magic. It kind of, throughout the whole process of that other job and letting it go when I was unemployed, I still was very, and still am very heavily in my practice, meaning I developed deeper relationships with deities, more spirits. I've learned a lot to shed what doesn't serve me, heal, embrace new changes, and most of all, embrace what's right for me. My voice, my truth, and of course, starting to reclaim my power, that which I gave away, and also I freely gave away, but was also stolen from me. So it goes both ways. So I've embraced more of a left-hand type of path on that within the past, I say 6-7 months, and I'm more learning on that and evolving. That's what we should, well, that's what I say in my opinion, and Gnosis should do, because it's done nothing but benefit on that self-reflection and facing your shadow and your past and your wounds. It's hard. It's the hardest fucking thing ever. It was hardest for me to take that leap of faith, and also to get into this and embracing the changes, meaning I've got an extension of my current day schedule. I was kind of spoiled before. We were not having to work and crunch in and do 3 days a week for years. 3 10-hour days, and we had the luxury of working part-time. This is full-time and 5 days a week. Well, 5 and almost 5.5 every other week. But again, sacrifice and change, I knew it was going to come with it. But because I'm mentioning this in my blog, it is my life, and for those of that have followed me along with my journey thus far, it's an update that I'm doing well with it, and I have a greater outlook and perspective. So that's a great thing. It's also helping me with my pride, which I did with the Witch's Black Link Challenge. I've chosen this year and still working and embarking on that growth of pride. So with that being said, that's my update. So things are going well with that. The job's going well. I feel better. I've been working in this past month. Done a lot of path work, reflection, and it's going to continue on, I'm certain, to assimilate and grow. But yes, so there's my job update and my life update. Everything else is going fairly well. It's had its ups and downs and challenges, but what days don't? Some days are much harder than others. But hey, as you can see in my previous ones, my journey, I seem better, right? Well, I know I am for myself, and it will continue that way. So there's enough of my ramblings and my update on that. And if you've been with me thus far, thank you. So this month, my monthly theme, to get into that, was, if you've watched any of my previous videos, if you have not, I am a huge music lover of all sorts. Except for country, I tolerate some songs and have some artists that I like for various reasons, but that's lower on the spectrum for me. I actually am a huge rocker, into rock and into heavy metal. So yeah, so of course some of my previous months on that, I've chosen for this year, 2024, for my tarots to do in themes, a monthly theme and decks that remind me of a song or to work with and experience. So this one was inspired by the band Dio's song, End of the, no, wow, I keep saying Under the Line. Yeah, that's a different song by a different band. Last in Line. Oh, wow, where's my brain? So, with the Last in Line song, it's by Dio, and Ronnie Dio is actually, deceased. The music is highly powered, high fantasy. The lyrics are very evocative of magic, high magic, fantasy lands, realms, and such. Such a magical thing, and one of my favorite bands. I got to meet the drummer several years ago, and that was great, and had a nice chat with him and talk of that, and etc. And I've learned a little bit of his perspective and his perspective on Ronnie Dio. This is when he was already deceased. So the deck I use in the theme that was inspired by The Last in Line, check out that song on that, because it's definitely, this deck I'm going to show as my foundational deck, meets that. It is the Royal Dark Tarot. I'm just only going to show a few cards of the Royal Dark deck. This is still in print. This is I've had this one for, I don't know, maybe 10 years. I really don't use it as much, but I had a chance this month. It was one of my gold decks to get familiar with and use, because I'm a big fan of Louis Royal and Brahm. I was introduced to them, to their art and their creativity and such back in the early 2000s. So this deck is by Rose Scarabeo. It has, as any of you are familiar with, I'm sure, watching this, or tarot collectors or enthusiasts familiar with that, has the multiple languages. And I wish this deck was a larger size, slightly larger size without that, because the art definitely needs that, along with, of course, doesn't have a great guidebook. I don't know what I did with the little white book, but who the hell cares? And this deck is very honest, very, gives a different perspective and feeling. It kind of helped me a lot this month, the month of June, to embrace my, I can't talk, embrace my authority, my power, my strength, to help me go through the flow of my new changes, and to flow through my anxieties and my fears, but in a healthier way. To find my inner warrior, the inner dragon, the fire. This deck has a very fiery energy. It also has, for me, is evocative in many ways of Lilith and her power, her realm and such. On that, it's just a fantastic deck. I have paired this with the Magic the Gathering Oracle. I'm not going to show that with this, but that deck is, I just did a recent review, so if you're interested, check it out. The high fantasy art are both paired very well and very complementary together. And I've used this, of course, with the Mausolea Oracle, which is an amazing deck also. They work very well. I love when decks have not only the imagery and palettes of that are very well complement and speak well together, but the messages do too, and bring different perspectives and challenge me and enlighten me. And my cat just jumped on the table, so let's hope she doesn't knock this over. Willow. Sorry guys, hold on. Okay. So just show a few more quick cards because you made it this far. Yeah. But again, a highly amazing deck. I don't see enough of this. Of course, it's been out for many years too, but check it out. It is amazing if you were into Brahm, Royals artwork, into magic, warrior type of style decks, fantasy, comic art, and things that help you to embrace your fire, your warrior-like energy, and your inner strength and power and truth through different adversities. This is definitely great for that. So there's one more for that. And, okay, so the next one, before I take up too much of your time and stuff, I'm not going to show, I'll show a couple quick cards of Mausolea. I'm not going to show them all, but real quick, this is the deck I just mentioned, paired with it. There's many videos out there of this deck. It's been out for a while. It's kind of like, it's got great keywords. If you can kind of see that. I know the angling and the focus here, but these are different beings, deities, or characters from different pantheons. The keywords are very straightforward. It's a, I believe, a Rose Scarabeo deck. It does only, yeah, because it comes in multiple languages, so the guidebook obviously looks much thicker than it really is. But it gives a nice little couple mini paragraph on the character and the meaning, enough to give it off a good jumping off point. So yeah, so this is great. This is a great deck, of course, and if you're into different pantheons in the underworld like myself, and of course the evocative of heavy metal and rock and roll energy, or incorporate that in your magic, or music into your energy, or just like working with different archetypes, this deck is recommended. So there's just a couple, just for perspective, and that while you're hearing me ramble on. So then this month, I did get myself 2 decks because I got a job. It's kind of a congratulations for all my hard work. And of course, we know I'm a deck collector. So yes, so I got a tarot and an oracle. The oracle deck is coming sometime today from Amazon. The Angelarium oracle, the Fallen, wow, I keep stumbling. Yeah, whatever. So, so Oracle of the Fallen. And I don't have the previous Angelarium deck, but I do work with fallen angels and goetic energies and such, and learning and expanding, like I said, my work with spirits and my own personal relationship to reclaim my power and my truth. I cannot have enough, at least for myself, enough knowledge, experience, discernment on the embracing my truth. And breaking through my fears and limitations. I think that's a good thing that we can do as a humans, but give ourselves grace and discern, because, hey, like the song Bittersweet Symphony says, I can change, or you that basically I'm a different person every day, pretty much. Something along those lines. So, but, oh, I'm a million different people. So you can look up that song, but pretty much it is, because as life deals different things, perspective changes, growth, healing, and our interactions with others. And of course, if you are a practitioner like myself, or you're a spiritualist with whatever you work with on that, then of course that can change perspective, knowledge, and discernment. But the best thing with anything in life is to do what's right for ourselves, and to discern, learn, and grow as we grow and evolve in our experience. So that Angelariums, that work with the fallen angels a little bit, and I'm trying to expand my relationship and knowledge with them. That basically, that's coming. So I don't have it to show, but I figured I'd mention it. So the other deck I got was a tarot. This is huge, so you may not see it from the angle I'm in, but this gives you an idea. It is the Alchemical Visions. This is just a guidebook, just for perspective. I got this from Amazon. It was almost $40. It's totally worth it. You get a nice meaty guidebook here. So the guidebook on that is called Alchemical Visions. It is a deck that it's got gorgeous imagery, kind of evocative or relative in my thought. I'm going to be using it in the month of July, along with the Ritual Tarot by Tara May, or Tara May, I don't know. If I mispronounced that, I apologize. But I will be using those in conjunction with one another. Very, very detailed, evocative decks that change the perspective on that. And I will be using the guidebook for this deck. On that, I use, for the most part, the Ritual Tarot intuitively, and with whatever I complement on that. And I do have my own personal purpose and foundation why I'm working with that. And I will be using the song Fallen Icons by the band, New Age band Delirium with it. And of course, the Angelarium deck I mentioned. So, yeah, you can understand, look that up. Delirium was an amazing band. I have not been a fan of their past couple of works or CDs or music, but previous to that, oh, yes. Sort of like Enigma, but in its own form, and interesting contribution to music and New Age. Yeah, forgive my talking. Okay, this deck is huge, just for perspective. It is the size of like a postcard. This is the largest deck I own, so thus far in my deck. Way larger than even Oracle decks, and that they can still fit well within this window. So I will do my best. There is lots of flip-throughs. There is flip-throughs and walkthroughs of this deck that do it justice on YouTube. But I did this because, as I mentioned, I'm doing my cat's deciding to scratch something up, as usual. So this is, I got this deck for alchemy of myself, my reflection, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, working on myself, integrating my shadow, healing myself, embracing, letting go, my perspective, my growth, and most of all, alchemizing my magical energies and integrating them in day-to-day life, my experience, and bringing in and alchemizing the past, present, and to help shape my future and to make my future safe, self-proud. So this deck, everything in it means something. Like, well, in the cards, in this deck, should I say, they mean something overall, and the guidebook breaks down each different elements in that to gain perspective on that. It's just so amazing, and it is relative to itself. It's not a guidebook that's going to say, hey, for example, the Seven of Cups, like this card here, like the Seven of Cups means this. It just gives like little meaning or perspective on it, which I do find is helpful. But all the different elements are great to kind of alchemize when you're using it on a reflective personal level, to work with your emotions and your energy, which therefore affects your spiritual energy and your magic, and what your intent is, whether it just be a day-to-day, regular, mundane experiences, which are the foundations of our life, or things that we're trying to bring in magically and energetically and spiritually. Even relationships with others. I just got it like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. I haven't really had a chance to work on it other than pull cards and interview. Again, it's going to be a deck for July. But yeah. I know my holding it up is not going to do it much justice, but again, check out this deck because it is great to the alchemical visions. It's definitely worth the investment, and it's great for anyone's collection on it, even and just for the artwork itself, or for working on yourself or your magic or your practice, which is what I'm planning on doing with this, as I mentioned. And I just love the beautiful art and how it connects with me and my inner and outer worlds. Plus, I like unique decks. And being mass market, it's highly accessible. So if you're interested in this deck, or maybe a perspective or expanding your collection, again, check it out. It's on Amazon. That's how I found it. The box is great. It's just a great quality deck. It's just huge. But other than that, I'm fine with it. It helps me to connect with the image better. And I only have to do a one card pull. It probably would not be good for many, but just a one card pull would be. It's already been more than sufficient, and it's been very accurate for me. So I hope this finds you all well. If you got any value out of this, or you do like my previous videos, you have any questions, anything else on this, this was my month of June update about some of the decks I worked with, some facts about myself, and updates about how my job is doing and where I am. You can comment below. Please like and subscribe, as it does help my channel grow. And lets me know that this does resonate with others, as many other people's videos and content relates with me and helps me and expands my perspective. And again, I hope this finds you all well, and blessed be.